Hello everyone, my name is Bob Corby, and I am an overlander, outdoor enthusiast, and also a programmer and website developer. I get a lot of questions, how do I support my overlanding? Well, here it is. I'm an overlander and a programmer. So in this video today, I get a lot of questions asking, Robert, how do you install WordPress? How do you do this stuff? How do you design websites? Well, I got a lot of questions of this, so I'm going to teach you how to do this with WordPress, how to install a WordPress website or WordPress platform and build a website off of that. There's a couple things we need to do. First, you need your domain name. Then you need your hosting platform. We're going to need WordPress.org. We will need to set the config.php file with inside of that, and also create an email address. So if you would like an email address under your domain name at john.com, it would be bob@john.com. This is what we're going to do. So we're going to set up everything, and let's go ahead and begin. First thing we would want to do is we want to create a MySQL database and download WordPress.org, and let's go ahead and start with that. But first we want to head over to WordPress.org. So here we are. So WordPress.org. What you want to do is we want to download Get WordPress, and we want to install the latest version. These versions update every now and then, and they automatically update to your backend system. So download WordPress. I've already done that, so we will need to extract the files. Also, if you don't have these come in zip files. If you don't have an extraction platform for this, we can go over here to WinRAR, and we will click on WinRAR, and then just go ahead and download the extracting platform here and zipping platform. Okay, so we have that already done. So the next thing we want to do is you're going to want to head over to, I use Bluehost for this. The reason for, there's a lot of hosting platforms out there. There's 101domain.com, there's GoDaddy.com. There's just absolutely a lot. And I like WordPress or Bluehost because Bluehost has a customer service that, you know, when you buy something, you know, it's you use and maintain, and if there's problems with it, you're going to need customer support. And with the other hosting platforms, customer support is not always the best. They sleep at night. With Bluehost, 24 hours a day, instant support, and I absolutely love it. They have a little chat icon down here in the right hand corner, and you just click on chat and you start chatting, tell them your problem, and they will help you out. And they're just superb premier service. So that's why I use Bluehost. So let's get started. So first thing we want to do inside of Bluehost, if you don't have an email, you can use your Gmail, you can use Yahoo Mail, whatever you want. But if you like to use one for your domain name, we're going to go ahead and create that. So we want to go in here, we want to hit create. And so I have a lot of domains. So we're going to be building a site here called naturewired.com. Okay, and so you're going to have a Robert Corby at naturewired.com. You're going to want to enter your password. You can automatically get one if you don't have one. That's done. Okay, and create. Now we have created our email. So you can go in here, you can check your mail, you can download whatever software you like to use to open your mail. I like to use Roundcube, so you can actually download Roundcube, or you can even forward your email here to your Gmail. So every email you get here for your domain name can actually be forwarded to your Gmail account, Yahoo account, whatever you choose. So I use Roundcube. I love Roundcube. Roundcube is the best for me. It works with MailChimp. If you guys are going to be using MailChimp, we'll get all into that design stuff later. This video, we're just showing you how to install WordPress and get up and running for your website. And then in the next video tutorial, we'll talk about how to design your website and how the control panel and admin panel work on WordPress and stuff like that. So, okay, so yeah, so I have your email. So that's done. Next step is we want to create a MySQL database. The database is the back end of your website where all the functions and everything work and communicate with your website. It's a I forget what I was going to say. Anyway, so let's continue. It's a sequential language that works. It's basically your database. I'm not going to get to technical stuff with that. So okay, so that's done. So we're going to head back into our our control panel. We want to head down here and we want to go to advanced. So now we're going to be creating our database. So if you're using Bluehost, usually the hosting platforms, whatever company you use for your hosting, they're usually all the same. So, but we're doing Bluehost with this. So this is your list of your databases, but we want to create a new database. Okay. So this site, you can call your database whatever you want. Website we're creating is Nature's Wire, so I'm just going to name it after the database. And then we want to create a user for that database. Yeah? You can use whatever you want. You can use admin, you can use whatever you want, and you can use whoever you want for your database. So, and then you want to put your password in there. You can automatically generate a password if you like, stuff like that. So there's a lot of we're going to get into these files here in a minute, and so there's a lot of what was I looking for? So I had to block that out for a second. So I forgot my password. I've already did this step, so I just didn't want you to see my actual work. So so we're gonna get back into Bluehost, and we're going to create a database. Just go ahead and put your password in there. If you can't, you can always go over here and auto generate password. You can just password generator. You can just create, just have it automatically generate. So make sure you save this information. Okay. So that's why I do that. Okay. Okay, so our password is done. And create user. Now, under this create user, you're going to need to assign privileges to this user. This user is your admin, so you're going to need all privileges. This says user.object cannot be created because it already exists. Okay, so I need to go back into my advanced. I need to actually go into this because I created it and I probably didn't delete it. So I need to delete it. Delete. Delete this. Okay. So again, we go back to advanced. All right, I already forgot I did some of the steps without earlier. I forgot about that because I was trying to do this earlier and I screwed up on the video, which really stinks. But oh well, things happen. So we want to create our MySQL database. Okay, so I'm going to call this Nature's Wire because that's the website we're going to be creating. So next step, and we want to create our username. You can install your password, and you can always use a password generator to this if you like. So you just go ahead and copy that and paste that into your system. So now we want to create our user. Okay. Now this page you don't want to close this. It's going to ask you privileges. You're going to need to do all privileges. And next step. So we want to keep this. We don't want to close this page. The reason for that is we're going to need this information to create our edit our config file, PHP file inside of WordPress. Also, you need that password that we just created to add to the file. So what we want to do is we want to extract our WordPress file. So I said if you don't have the extraction platform, you can use WinRAR. Download that and extract your files. So we want to extract. We want to extract files here, and we're going to want to edit these files. So while that's extracting, hello. I hope I'm speaking slow enough. If I speak too fast, please let me know. Sometimes I tend to do that because I'm so familiar with the system. It's just okay. So we're going to want to open the extract file, and there is a config.php sample file in here. We're going to need to change this I'll show you. So we're going to want to open this file. I'm going to have to open this, guys. Open this. Go ahead. I use Note++ for editing, which is best. So if you don't have Note++, go ahead and download Notepad++, and it's pretty simple. So Alright, so I'm not going to show you mine, so I actually have to edit that also just now. So anyway, so I have a fresh copy of it saved in here. And so, so we're going to open that file. Open that, raise the new ++. Okay, so we're going to need to create our database name. So it's going to ask you for your username here for your database. And that information is right here. Okay, so we want to take this right in here. That's this. We want to copy that. Okay, and we want to put this. Let's see. We're going to copy this, and we want to put that. Let's see if we can. This is it. Let's open this back up. And here we go. So we want to copy this, and this is going to be. This is your database. That's your username, user. And we want to put that in here. Database user. This. Yep. And then we have our database name, which is here. We want to copy that. So here, that's the database. Okay, so it's going to ask you database user and database name right up in here. So we got to copy and put those in there. You want to put these in between the quotes. Okay, database name, database user, and then the password we created. So, okay, not done yet. Next step is we want to go down here and add the authentication keys or salt keys and stuff like that. So, okay, so it's actually going to tell you where you can generate these keys. You just go over here. Yeah, we want to copy. And let's go back up in here. And this and paste. Paste and go. So this is your salt key generations. You can refresh this page anytime you want, and it will regenerate your new keys. So refresh, refresh. As you see, it's changing the keys in here. So, okay. So we're going to want to edit these. So first one, in between these quotes here, we want to copy this. This will be your authentication key. You want to copy that. And come down here and put your authentication key here. This. And then next we have our secure authentication key. I want to hit copy that. And then we want to paste that in here. All the way down, we want to follow these steps. Okay? Remember, do these inside the quotes. If you get an error inside your system, when you are when we go to open the WordPress website inside your domain name, your URL, if there is an error and it won't open, that error is usually inside of here. So you probably copied an extra quote or left a space that shouldn't be in there. So you can simply find those problems, and those are easy to edit. Yeah. So I want to copy all these. These are our authorization salt key. Yeah. There we go. And paste. So all the way down. 3 more. Remember, keep these copied inside the quotes here. Don't copy the quotes. Sometimes there's a space in there. Just be very careful. Make sure you copy everything and paste everything correctly. Okay? You can also use, if you don't want to use, you can always use Control-C on your keyboard for copy and Control-V for paste. Okay? And paste. Okay? And copy and paste. Okay, now that's done. And paste. Yeah. That is complete. You can go ahead and read through this whole entire, they have a lot of notes in here on how the things work. You can go ahead and read through all this if you like. It explains very clearly and explains everything. So that is done. So we have our keys, authentication keys. We have our database name. We have our database user and our database installed. So now what we want to do is we want to file, save as. We're going to say this on this. You have a sample. We need to remove that sample and type .php and save. Done. So we are done with that. So you can go ahead and close all that stuff. Okay? All right. So we don't need that anymore. And we're going to get back here. You can go ahead and close that. Okay? We're going to be getting back into that. So back in here, we are back in our control panel. Done. We don't need this zip file. We don't need anymore. Okay, I already have mine done. So what we're going to want to do is So yeah, let's just make sure we have that done. Okay, so actually I don't need that either. Okay, so I already have mine done and complete. So we should have a config file in here. You can, it's wp-config. You'll still have a sample file in here. You can go ahead and click on your sample file and delete that if you like here, or we can delete that later. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to want to zip this file. So we want to add to archive. Okay, we want to zip. And okay. So now we're zipping our file. Now we're going to install this file into the database on the back end of WordPress. Okay, and hit OK, and done. Alright, so that is done. Our file is now zipped. Now, I'm still zipping process. While that's zipping, we're going to want to go back into our database. We're going to want to click on Advanced again. Okay, now in here we're going to want to go into our file manager. Now we're going to be installing the PHP script we just changed and WordPress actually into our website. So far we've done is we've created our email. We have created our, we've downloaded WordPress, we configured our config file, .php file, and now we are ready to install this into the system. Okay, so we're going to want to click on File Manager. Okay, we're going to want to click on public HTML, not FTP, public HTML. We're going to want to look for the database that we just created, or the website we just created. So, okay, let's go ahead while that's loading. Let's go ahead and make this is still zipping, creating archive for WordPress. So, okay, that shouldn't be taking so long, but okay, WordPress. So that's going to open yet. So we're still in the process of zipping this file. Looks like we still have a minute left. It shouldn't take that long. And it looks like it is done. Okay, so let's just go ahead and double check it. WordPress, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And WordPress. Alright, so we are done. So that is zipped. Okay, we have our file in here, so perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just drag this onto my desktop because it's easier for me to install it. So there we go. Okay. Back here, so we have ours. We're looking for the website we're creating. So this website is naturewire.com. So we're going to go ahead and open this. And as you see, there are no files in here. We want to upload the WordPress file that we just edited. So upload. Select files. And this is our desktop. WordPress. Open. So that shouldn't take too long to upload, and then we're going to need to extract these files after we upload them. So I'm an overlander, and I love to do overlanding. And this is how I support my hobby, my profession, and subscribe to our channel if you guys haven't subscribed yet. We're trying to create a YouTube channel. I started this channel about 5-6 years ago. And I've been working on it ever since. There was a delay for about 2 years when the war broke out in Ukraine. And so it just kind of didn't get to do anything. So, oh well. So this should be done here in a minute. Okay, yeah, that's done. Now, we can go ahead and close this. Now here, we're going to want to go ahead and reload. Here's a file. We want to unzip it. You don't need the zip program here. The platform will unzip it for you. So we want to extract. Okay. Nature Wild, extract files. Done. And close. Now we can go ahead and reload. We can go ahead and delete this. We don't need it, so delete. And skip the trash because we don't need that, and confirm. Okay. One more thing we want to do. This is our WordPress is going to be ready to go right after this set. Our website will be loaded. Okay, so WordPress, we want to select all these. So click here and then hold down your shift key and select the last one. We are going to want to hit move. We are going to want to remove this WordPress and install it under the main domain, not the WordPress file, the subdomain. Okay, so let's go ahead and move files, and gone. Okay, so up one level, back here, and we should see all our files reload. So we don't need this WordPress file anymore, so we can delete that. So now we are ready to activate WordPress on our website. Hoorah! So let's go over here. So we can go ahead and close this panel out. You should have your config PHP file. Now, if you didn't have no plus plus or anything like that, and you want to edit it, you can go ahead and edit your file in here. So just right click and edit, and it'll open it, and you can edit there and save from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this. We're going to open our domain name, which would be naturewired.com, and voila, internet. So there we go, WordPress. Choose your language, continue, and site title. I'm going to call the title of the website NatureWired. This is the name of the website we're building. You're going to want to, password here, NatureWired, WIRED, okay. And username, I'm going to create the name. This username here is a name you're going to be making. So if you have a blog or a journal, and you're going to be posting to a blog here, you want to have the author of that post or that blog here. You can add additionals later, but this will be the first. So username would be, I'm going to call it Robert Corby. Robert Corby. Okay. And password. So this is your password. This is not the password we created on the salt files, the authentication files of the database. This is the password that is going to be for you to log into the administration panel on your website. You can do this from your mobile phone. You can do this from anywhere, your notebook, anywhere. So this is your password you want to put in here. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and put your password in. Okay, done. And your email. I created the email Robert Corby at naturewired.com. That's my password. Okay, so we are done. This says do for the search engines. Discourage search engines from indexing the site. No, we want that connected. Reason for this is what I just taught you, the way to do your website. We're building this for search engine optimization. So if you're planning on having your website listed in Yahoo, Google towards the top of your keywords or keyword phrases, difficult ones are a lot more work, but the website is optimized, but the rest of the work would be social media and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and hit install WordPress, and done. Cool. So you have your username and password. So you just go right here and log in if you'd like to, but we're going to get into that stuff on the next video. So if we go here, we type in NatureWired, N-A-T-U-R, or your website, not mine, naturewired.com, and voila. So next, we'll get into the back end of the platform. So thank you for joining. Hit that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed, that is how you do a clean install of WordPress that is getting ready for your search engine optimization and the Go key. So you can go ahead and log in here and play around with inside the system of the control panel of WordPress. I will teach you how to do that in the next video.